Good evening, it's Marie from Messy Creations. I hope you are well. It is Wednesday, the 30th of December, I do believe. If you are in the same void as me, as wondering what day of the week it is in this strange void between Christmas and New Year. So as you join me, do say hi, and if you're watching on catch up, obviously do say hi as well. So One Sheet Wonders, the most popular vote was for purples and blues, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I need to check that now. I'm fairly confident it was purples and blues. That's what I've got out anyway. I'm sure it was purples and blues. Someone tell me if it was anything else. Yes, purples and blues. So here we are. So yes, we had 4 votes. 1 for yellows and greens and 1 for browns and oranges. So purples and blues is where we're at today. And as we are post Christmas, I'm going to do some thank you cards because I need thank you cards. And I am using again this beautiful thank you from Heal Your Heart. And I am using, I've got the leaf out from Versailles and also the writing. 2 popular choices for me for One Sheet Wonders. And A Touch of Ink is a set that is available in SALEa-bration come January, and it is free with purchase of £90 worth of product. And I am going to use the infills. I've also got this out, this little splodge. I'm not going to use the actual outlines. We're going to give it a whirl with the infills because I thought they're slightly random patterns, so I'm just going to see where it goes. So you know how it goes sometimes with this. Sometimes it's a little crazy and we have a panic, and sometimes it's all good. So I've chosen a light, middle and dark in the purple shade. So Purple Posy, Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. And then not in the correct order, but I've got Seaside Spray, Pool Party and Misty Moonlight in the blues. So they're the shades I picked out. So let's go. So I'm going to aim for kind of the standard 4 A6 cards. So I've sort of got that in my mind as I stamp. And I'm going to start with the words in Misty Moonlight. So hopefully catch up with you as you all join. So hi Jeanette, hope you are well. Hope you had a nice Christmas. I can't think where you are, Jeanette. Have you just gone in? I think you went into, did you go into tier 4 on Boxing Day? We went into tier 4 before Christmas, so we had a quiet one, just David and I. And a turkey that has been chopped and frozen. A nice turkey on Christmas Day, and then we had a turkey pie. Hi Tracy! Did a turkey pie on Boxing Day, I think it was. God, they all merge into one, don't they? And you may or may not notice as I'm stamping, I've just suddenly realised I've got a massive bruise on the back of my hand. I have no idea what I've done. Today's activities have involved a canal walk with my mum. My mum being 78, so that was not overly rigorous. And then I was digging the garden, but I don't quite know what I've done to the back of my hand. But anyway. Oh, so you had a quiet Christmas. Yeah, I think even going into tier 4 on Boxing Day is a bit... I think it probably... Did it stop people travelling, perhaps? It's a funny old life we're living, isn't it, at the moment? Just kind of... So that's my sort of basis. So that's the first ones I've done in my darker colours. And then let's go in with a bit of Seaside spray, I think. So yeah, so I was just kind of drawn to the shapes of this, a touch of ink. I thought it would be quite an interesting abstracty sort of... We'll see what happens. If you watch my One Sheet Wonders regularly, you're sort of used to me thinking it's all going Pete Tong, and then it all works out all right. So I'm bearing in mind, I've lost my sentiment, that I need a space to make sure that I can fit that thank you into each of those areas. As I say, I've just currently loving that font. I'm wondering if you can hear my squeaky desk. I don't know why that's squeaking. I do apologise if that's a background Yes, and it's New Year's Eve tomorrow, so I, for one, I'm hoping 2021 brings us a little more joy. I'm actually not the world's biggest fan of that Highland heather's looking quite... I want to do that slightly. Don't always think there's a big difference between Highland heather. Sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. So I'm actually stamping off to get a paler version of the Highland heather, I think, for this one. So yeah, I'm not the world's biggest fan of New Year's Eve, so I have no problem with having a quiet one, although we've got a call with friends at 5, so I'm going to have a little... There's 10 of us arranging a call. I think we're trying to beat the all the other people that will be on Zoom possibly tomorrow. So we're going to put our glad rags on. Although after this Christmas, I'm not sure I'm going to fit into many of my glad rags, but I definitely feel the waistline is expanding. It's probably a bit pale, that one. I'll very lightly stamp that. The other great thing with the one sheet wonder is if you haven't perfectly stamped your stamp, it really doesn't matter. See, so pretty, the blues and purples, aren't they? Then I'm going to, so this is for the butterfly that's in the A Touch of Ink. And so I literally just sort of saw the shapes and thought, oh, one sheet wonder, as you do. Oh, I've just remembered Boris was doing another announcement at 5, wasn't he? So I take it, Jeanette, he hasn't taken us all out of tier 4. I'm assuming we're going to stay in it. And David works for John Lewis, and I think they're pretty much banking on staying shut. So he's got an option to get paid, which is obviously quite handy, where they bank time. So they'll pay him now and he does the work later in the year. So, oh, so pretty. If I do say so myself. Just going to add a few little random bits about the place from that, and the butterfly wings. See, who knew butterfly wings could be used for other things. Then the last one, I'm just going to bob a few around, is this is for the bird. So again, just going to pop a few around, remembering that I want to get those sentiments into these corners. And of course, had I been organised, I might have had all my cardstock available and ready to be cut up, couldn't I? But of course not. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. Nah. Yeah, I don't think Boris will have anything exciting to say. He's not going to suddenly tell us we're released. I might just stop there on that one. And then what I've got is my little infills. So we have a little sort of, well, there's a little leaf infill splodge and our little dots. And I'm kind of thinking I want those to be in my darker shades. I think they might be more striking because I don't want to lose them, especially these little dots. So these are just random little splodges. You may not even tell on the camera that you can see where I'm popping them. So I'm just inking it up and sort of turning it round as I'm doing it, so they're all in all sorts of different directions. Just randomly filling in a few white spaces if I see them. stop there, and then I'm just going to pick up my Misty Moonlight and add some little blobs of this. As I say, in the set, this infills the leaf. And actually what I want to try and do is deliberately be uneven about the way that I stamp it. So you know those accidents where you don't stamp the full stamp is basically generally because you've angled it slightly differently, or you've not quite inked it up completely. So I'm almost trying to recreate some of the... Oh, hello. Just let it fly out your hand, it's fine. Sometimes I think the unevenness adds something on a one sheet wonder. So it's a great way of sort of finding out how stamps. Probably at a stage I need to stop. Oh, it's going to be so pretty with the background colours as well. So just while that's catching up, I've got, let's get all the colours out and see where we go. Because I think we could create some beauties. There's a reason why purples and blues are always popular. What else did we have? Seaside spray. I think we've got some Seaside spray. I think that's Seaside spray. Pool party. Oh, purple. Oh, I've got purple Posy result. Ran out of bumblebee card today. That was a bit of a hashtag fail. Oh, that'll tell me if that's... No, see, I don't think that is Seaside spray. Oh yes, that's Seaside spray, excellent. Forgotten what the other colour I used. Pool party, so... Pool parties... Almost debatable, I think. Sometimes I debate whether it's actually a green rather than a blue, but it sort of is in my blue section, but the cardstock looks more green. Possibly should have picked So there's our range of colours. So let's, I think I might, the pool party is going to pull too much green in. I want to stick with the blues, so I'm going to cut some card bases very quickly. And then these ones in the traditional fold, because what I'm thinking in my head is, I don't know where else I think, but to be fair, yes. In my head, we're having a card base of one colour and a matte layer of another. So these I've cut at an A4 piece of paper, cut at 14.9 and scored at 10.5. And we just need to take our tool and sharpen that edge, and then I'll just do these two, and then the other pieces I'm going to cut the matte layers. So these I will cut at 10.5 and score at 14.9 to get card bases the other way around. So it depends which way around you prefer your cards. Entirely up to you, obviously. So, quick make of card bases. So, my layers, I am going to be cutting 1/2 centimetre smaller than the card base. So, I am cutting at, I'm cutting just 1/2 centimetre off there, so 14.4. So we will end up with an equal quantity, and then we shall see which way round we think they look the best. So let's just see, I've got 5 colours. Misty, Moonlight is my last one. And if you've watched any number of these, I sometimes like to have that little inner bit of detail. So I know I'm cutting this into 4. Now, because I'm using a card base and a matte, I need to cut at 9.5 to get the card base. So if I cut each of these at 9.5, what it automatically does is it leaves me a piece from the middle that has all the detail on. So that now measures 2 centimetres. So if I insert that at 1 centimetre, now immediately I have got the pieces that I can use on the inside for the detail, because I just quite like that being on the inside. So again, taking another 1/2 centimetre off, so these are 13.9. Might actually, oh, I've got quite a big white space on that one. I think I might trim that one with 1 centimetre off that end. That's my only bit of wastage, and then taking the other 1/2 centimetre off that end. So I've taken a bit of detail off, but they're too small to use for anything. So then I've just got this piece. Now, bearing in mind that I want to fit that sentiment in there, I'm going to need to cut from this end. So I might just keep that chunk just in case. You know what us crafters are like, all our just in cases. So I've now got 4 cards, and I've got a choice of 5 backings and 5 card bases. So before I stamp up my sentiment, that needs a clean, we need to decide on the papers, because I do like to have my sentiment match the papers. So let's have a quick look at some of these. See, immediately it completely changes, I think, the colour of the card. I don't know if I've got on that corner. That's got quite a big bit of space. I feel like that might need some stamping around the edge. So I'm looking up my purple Posy. I'm going to leave out that grape one there. See, I think that thank you could sit nicely in there, and we might just need to do some edge. So even though we're creating a one sheet wonder, doesn't mean it has to stay that way. But then you can sort of play almost like another chess game. Something's not quite, I don't mean measurements are, something's got awry with that one. So with the best will in the world, card base 10.5. So that base should be 10. Oh, that's the bit that's out for reasons best known to somebody else. So that's 10. So this should be 9.5, which that is. So we will. It's that middle layer. But that I rather like that colour combination. Also wondering whether that would be quite a nice, but you can see whatever ink colours you use for a one sheet wonder, you have the whole gamut. Ooh, what do we think? Seaside Spray, and oh, I've gone a bit wrong with that one as well, haven't I? That Seaside Spray one's wrong. It's obviously having a moment. See? Perfectly laid plans and all that. What do we think of a bit of Seaside Spray with gorgeous grape? And then we obviously don't want Misty Moonlight, do we? So Misty Moonlight with Highland Heather. Oh, nice. Agreed. So then I think Seaside Spray for that one would be a rather nice sentiment colour. So I did use that for something earlier, so let's give that a quick, oh hello, I mean stamp and scrub, wet and dry, the wrong way around. So let's put the Seaside Spray one together first. So just inking up that thank you and really placing it, as you see, fit. This is it's quite a nice sentiment for angling. I'll angle it on another one. And I think what I might do is cut opposite corners with the trio punch. Bit of stamp and seal on the back there. So that first one didn't go on very straight, so there we go. Popping that onto purple Posy. And then that, oh! There's another stamp and seal. I've been going through stamp and seal like it's going out of fashion. To be fair, I'd be going through whatever tape I was using. Oh God, now I've got everything stuck to my finger. Why does that happen? What else have I already got? I've already got Stamp and Seal Plus already loaded. Didn't anticipate that happening. There's a bit of bad planning for you. Oh, where's my Oh. Something funny happening there. Hold on. Bear with. We might need to... Oh, I've got an extra bit dangling. Something's gone wrong with this. Let's just quickly... Oh no, here we go. Look. An emergency Stampin' seal on standby. Whew. Saved. Saved. So I normally have 4 or 5 of them on the go. Is anybody else like that? That you've got that many things on the go? So there we go. There's our Seaside spray and purple Posy. So this one I'm going to stamp the sentiment in purple Posy. So I think you can go either... Oh, actually, should we go Gorgeous Grape? Highland Heather even. Let's go Highland Heather. Again, just... pop that and... Oh, just put it on a slightly... I think it's quite cute on a slightly jaunty angle. So I'm not going to cut the corners of that one as I've already inked it up, already stuck it up. So follows Christmas is thank you cards. So now I have, it's a fantastic way of creating. I'll do that one in Highland Heather as well. Multiple cards if you need them. So again, that one's got a space that sort of lends itself to the sentiment being there for me, but you can see if you create with that space in mind for your sentiment, you can then easily just stamp that sentiment into that space. And I might leave the other one because I think I feel the need to stamp some extra bits on it, and as time marches on, these are obviously all landscape that I've created as well. Don't think... Oh, now that might be quite nice to make that one. Put the thank you into that space there. I'm going to do some extra decoration on the top bit there. So, and then these bits that I cut from the start, we can choose to either... I'm going to shut that before we have a inky disaster. So all I'm going to do is pop a quick line of glue along. Doesn't need to be massively accurate because my bit's wide enough. And just place that so that it essentially reflects the one sheet wonder on the inside of the card. I then cut the white piece to put the writing on to reflect that space above. Then all I need to do is cut that there. Now this piece, it probably might be long enough to go across the bottom there, but the other thing that we can do is have them running down the side. So again, quick little dollop of glue, and you can have that as near or as far away as you wish from that card edge. But for me, I just really like that little addition of that piece. It just pulls it all together somehow. So I'm going to finish this one off in a slightly different way, but I'm going to do that off my live. So thank you for joining me. Thank you, Tracy. Yes, I can see, I mean, Jeanette's favourites are the purples and blues. And I can see these colours, you know, really pretty. So that's worked rather well. So yes, 4 more thank you cards. So excellent. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy catching up on Boris's announcement, which I will do in a little while. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Bye bye.